Hi everyone, this is Dr. Marco, and I'm here interviewing Paul Thornhill, who helps a lot of entrepreneurs and other businesses improve their bottom line. So I'd just like to introduce Paul a little bit and get him to tell us, our audience, what you do.
Well, I work with a lot of business owners who are interested, for the most part, in just improving their bottom line. Mm-hmm. There are other aspects of their business that we get into, but you know, as the saying goes, for the most part, it's really all about the money. Mm-hmm. And how we can make more and keep more.
And what kind of strategies do you implement for these businesses usually? What kind of businesses do you work with, or who do you work with? That kind of
Okay, so for businesses, I do a lot with the trades.
Plumbers,
electrician,
lawyers,
painters, then a lot of professionals, whether they're doctors, accountants, dentists, and retail. So the businesses vary. Manufacturing as well, which I like.
Mm-hmm. Manufacturing meaning like a plant or something like
that? Like a plant where they could be making a product or they provide a service to a manufacturing. Mm-hmm. Anyone really who has employees, billing, who wants to, as I said earlier, improve their bottom line.
Right. And so let's say you had like a business downtown that had like 5 or 6 employees. Is there anything you would like to say? I said, let's improve our sales force. What kind of strategy would you implement there?
Right. So I do a lot of that with my background in sales. Do an evaluation of the sales team to understand what their skills are. Mm-hmm. And invariably, if they've got more than one salespeople, they have varying skill sets. Mm-hmm. So having them learn from each other, but understand where their baseline is now, and understand kind of the metrics of sales. Are they doing enough activity, and are they doing enough of the correct activity and getting the correct results? Mm-hmm. And if not, then giving them sales training to improve their sales results.
Okay, that's good. And then so smallest people you would work with and the biggest, what's your kind of range, and how do you help them? What are the different ways you help?
Okay, so my client base, I would say, ranges from one-person entrepreneurs up to that are probably doing $100,000 in revenue, up to companies that do in excess of $50 million. Now the strategies and how we work together would vary, but I do one-on-one coaching with the owners and or their teams. I can also do and have done them in a group, so we get a collective group of owners who would like to experience what it is or what they need to learn. Mm-hmm. And then for those who would like to do it on their own, I send them information, kind of force-fed to them on a daily basis that they work through at their own pace. Yeah. The pricing then would vary, or the costing, the investment for them would vary on each particular one.
Right, right. And what would you say the biggest thing that people get out of your service that maybe they didn't know or they didn't expect?
I think the biggest thing is, and in the company, the piece that we promote is education driving profits. So the old adage of you need to learn before you earn really applies well to entrepreneurs. Many do it well, but they kind of don't know how to read the numbers on the dial.
Right.
And so we teach them what it is that they need to do.
Mm-hmm. And so with some of that accountability you said is kind of built into it, right?
Right. So every week in our one-to-one, for instance, or even in the group, they have projects or assignments to get complete from week to week or session to session, and incorporate it into their business, which drives the results that they're aiming for. So we're looking to see what are their goals, and they would vary from business to business. Some people want more money, some people want to have more balance between family and work, and some would want to be better able to manage their time, which really translates into some other things. And while you can't really manage time, you give them strategies and techniques and tools to be able to use in any and all of those.
Right, okay. And, can you kind of give us like one of your biggest turnarounds or triumphs or something that would be really interesting to
Okay.
hear?
Yeah, it's been very rewarding in that regard, and there are several that stand out, but mostly on the I would say the financial front. One is a gentleman has a business. They have about 8 people throughout their organization. They do about $1.8 million. Last year, they showed a loss of $125,000, and this year, with their year just ending, we will have turned that around, and they will show a profit of approximately $400,000.
Cool.
Quite a change.
Instead of being down or above, and that's
Right.
awesome. And one other thing you mentioned to me, I heard you talk about before, helping people hire the right person is important too.
Right.
Or fire, or you can help in that way too, right?
Yeah, I guess the adage that we're using is getting the right people in place doing the right things.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, maybe in our own past, we've been miscast in an organization or in a role.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are hiring, it is very, very important productivity-wise to get the right people into the right position in their work. So being able to conduct the interview, posting well of the requirements for the position, and using some, whether we use DISC or some other personality kind of profile to understand what that person brings to the table and matching it with a skill set,
Right.
so that we improve the retention of that person in the work.
Right, so sometimes if with you helping, let's say, a business owner find the right staff person, that could save them years of aggravation or lost money or all sorts of stuff, right?
All of the above, not only in, if you can hire a good employee,
Mm-hmm.
train them well, keep them being productive in their position,
Mm-hmm.
you could translate that into significant dollar savings
Yeah.
over the course of a person's career.
Right, so that's some value that you could bring to an
Absolutely.
Like if, just any kind of business that has a few employees or something like that.
Yeah, I believe I had mentioned to you earlier in an organization that was in the mortgage business, getting the right people into the right role and understanding that you needed someone that was very detail-oriented, focused on timelines, getting things done on time, is very, very important in that particular business, as opposed to someone who was perhaps a little flighty and didn't pay attention to detail.
Right.
So when you came to register a document, having the exact address is very, very important.
Right. Yeah, so actually the right person for the right job, it's just hours of delays and all sorts of stuff. So if you have that there, it can just save time, money, headaches for the business owner and all sorts of stuff. Right?
Correct.
Cool. Any other last things you think maybe the audience might need to know? Some other, just to let me how to get in touch with you or other
Sure.
things? Yeah.
Well, you can reach me at paulthornhill.ca is the website, or paul@paulthornhill.ca is my email address. And what I do from a process standpoint, once contact's been made, is that I like to get to learn a little bit more about the person and their business. So we meet, we share some information, I get them to complete a bit more insight on a document about their business, and then we decide, once they understand the investment and which program they'd like to pick, then it's kind of on with the show and looking forward then to holding them accountable and helping them reach the goals that they're looking for.
So that initial meeting of putting all that stuff together, you don't charge for that?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So
no.
just to see if it's even a good
Right,
fit.
and so it's looking to see, would we be a good fit to work together?
Right.
And so much involves around what I would call a mindset of learning. You can't really sell coaching.
Right.
The owner needs to understand and come to the decision on their own that I need the help, I want the help, and I'm going to get the help.
Okay. Very good. So hopefully that was insightful, and if this is resonating with you, please give Paul just a quick message on an email or go to the website and try to connect with him, because I know he does a lot of great work, and I've been around him for a number of years in our networking group, and I know he's helped a lot of people save a lot of time, save money, and make money. Make sure you get in touch with Paul.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. All right.